Anything worth doing is challenging. It's difficult. In fact, it's uncomfortable. How do we get past those feelings that so often prevent us from doing difficult tasks? How do we embrace the discomfort and do what needs to be done? I've had many years' experience as an artist and an art instructor, and I've seen many a student paralyzed with feelings at the beginning of a painting. In fact, I've seen canvases hurled across the art studio. Don't worry, it won't happen today. I've seen drawings crumpled and torn, and I've seen artworks unfinished, left abandoned. So often in life and in art, what we want to do reflects an inner turmoil that is within ourselves. So today, I want to make an analogy between life and art. When we are confronted by a blank canvas, we are confronted by doubt, paralyzing insecurity, feelings of inadequacy, and a looming sense of insignificance. Now, this is a chaos. This is a kind of chaos. This is the chaos that we find at the beginning of a thing. This is the chaos of commencement. And so often these feelings are associated with tasks that are fundamentally good for us and profoundly important. So today, I stand before a blank canvas, and in a way, so do all of you, and we are thrust into chaos. But in the realm of art, and in particular painting, this chaos could be a potent ally. So remember, you are the creative master. You are the purveyor of your cultural product. And the chaos that so often surrounds you is not your adversary. In fact, it could be a powerful catalyst for creative brilliance. So let's begin. So first, we need to approach the canvas with unwavering faith. I've ruined it. As the first brushstroke graces the canvas, we enter the realm of the uncertain. We face a crossroads with no particular way to go. And it's not about shelving those feelings. It's acknowledging the friction, the psychological obstacles, and pushing through headfirst into the maelstrom. Let me make a few more marks. Hopefully that helps. What else is there? What is the alternative? To remain stagnant is to achieve nothing. And it's by taking risks and not complacency that we find growth. The next step is we need to determine the length and breadth of our problem. Charles Kettering once said that a problem well stated is a problem half solved. Einstein took this idea even further, and he said that in a life and death situation, he'd spend the majority of the time determining the problem instead of actively seeking out the solution. And in painting, this is akin to creating the understructure of the painting. Now, some of you might think, well, that's the drawing, but it's a little bit more simpler than that. So the way I do it is just with these kind of straight, dark lines. And what this does, it really narrows the playing field for me and allows me to project my mind into a more specific realm of possibility. There we go. Let's have a look. Right. The next step is we need to paint the big shapes first and worry about the details later. So I start by creating these big shapes. I allow them to emerge organically. They're raw, simple masses that hint at a direction. It's in this phase where chaos really takes center stage. Oh, there we go. The temptation to eat paint is quite great for anyone who's never painted. There we go. Oh, it's delicious. Okay. Oh, there we go. I'm so used to being alone doing this. Let's have a look. This painting's fighting me a bit. I'm going to develop it a little with a brush. It's at this juncture that chaos begins to wane and seemingly random brushstrokes find a sense of harmony. The painting draws nearer to a resolution. One could say that this is a testament to what can happen if you navigate chaos with resilience. And when I look at those marks on that canvas, I think of something a mentor once said to me. It was the late, great painter Robert Hodgins, and he said that every mark you make represents your totality of experience. And when I look at those marks, I ask myself, do these marks represent my 38 years of experience? And this is how I edit my paintings. And the marks that don't, I erase, I make them disappear. And the marks that do, I keep. And most of the time, it's the marks that are spontaneous and loose, where I've truly embraced the chaos that I keep. They have the most potential for extraordinary beauty. So often, in situations of high pressure and chaos, when we're forced to think outside the box, we feel that we need to abandon the skills and processes we've developed. But this is a big mistake. We need those skills and process to navigate those tough situations. So don't throw the paint out with the turpentine. Another idea I want to share is that new ideas are great, but good old ideas, when reimagined, can have new brilliance. And the new idea, and something that I was learned in art school, and you see it with a lot of very beautiful modernist paintings, is this idea of an all-over composition. It's where you treat each area of the canvas exactly the same. And what that does, the paint pushes forward. But the old idea that replaced is that a painting should have a focal point. And since today we are focused on navigating chaos and we need that North Star to follow, I'm going to give this painting a focal point. I feel like it'll have tremendous emotional and psychological resonance. And since this is my Bob Ross moment, I'm going to paint a happy tree. There we go. Well, let's see what happens. I had an artist friend who said once, instead of erecting monuments, we should rather plant trees because they are the most sculptural thing in the world. I tend to agree with that. It's a lovely abstract tree. Finally, we need to defeat negative self-talk and truly embrace chaos. We have to confront our inner demons, the voice that says we can't do it. So often those voices hamper the creative process and feed negativity into the chaos. And that's a chaos you don't want to deal with. A part of mastering chaos is mastering those negative voices, learning how to silence them. And truly to embrace chaos is also to accept the possibility of failure, for it is the crucible of growth. In the end, embracing chaos is to discover the true essence of creativity. It's an invitation to journey the unknown, to create your own masterwork in this beautiful existence that we find ourselves in. Thank you very much.